The bitter reality is that not only should we not become dependent or reliant upon others' validation, approval, attention, which is ultimately meaningless, insignificant, conditional, or hypocritical because it can be withdrawn at any point in time because it is non existent in reality, and also because it needs to be consistently renewed. It demands consistent renewal because validation does not end. Desire cannot be sufficed, will cannot be tamed. We are going to desire validation the moment we get it, and the others won't always be ready to provide us with the validation they give us today because there is no shortage of people, no lack or crisis of competitors and pretenders in the modern world who will come up with their own ideologies and get all the validation or steal everything away from us. But we should not ask for any suggestions or help for either from obviously society in general, which is largely unconscious and mainly ignorant, anyways, because help, assistance, validation, and approval received or given, particularly from and by the ignorant, unconscious people, is unsustainable. It does not stay in power, it becomes invalid with time, it falls apart, it loses its quality, it becomes meaningless, anyways, in one or another. So we should first try everything for ourselves, by ourselves, and try to achieve anything and everything which we want in ourselves and aim for all the purposes and ambitions that are in absolute alignment and harmony with our purpose, with our inward significance and transparency and virtue to try to achieve and actualize everything in our lives in one or another. Because the more we depend upon others for their help, the more we rely upon society and public for their validation, attention, approval, suggestion, or anything of any kind in general or in particular, the more are we going to be enslaved, subjugated, dominated, controlled, not only by those unconscious, ignorant people who are vain, proud, egoistic, but also particularly by our own impulses and desires and needs for all that we seek from the others in one or another. Those people will enslave us and make us their puppets. We will find ourselves at the mercy or at the feet, obviously, of their judgment, criticism, condemnation. And obviously, that is going to happen because we could not control, because we failed to moderate and discipline our own need, desire, expectation, dependency, impulse, passion, etc., of which the others took advantage. So, whatever we cannot control, whatever is there, is inevitably taken advantage, is exploited by the ignorant people, manipulated by the unconscious herd, and that's why we should try to become everything in our lives by ourselves, with our own talent, with our own limited resources